If it wasn't for the officers stopping Ashley Morgan at the Coffee Pot Turkey Trot, it would have been a tragic Thanksgiving.
Welcome to Watch Mojo. And today, we're counting down our picks for the most shocking times when the rudest, most unhinged, and most entitled people, better known as Karens, showcase their dreadful behavior around Thanksgiving.
Supposedly their first class, obviously with no class.
Number 10. Terrible Thanksgiving Teacher Tirade. In 2019, a substitute teacher at Deerfield Elementary School in Cedar Hills, Utah, decided to ask the class what they were thankful for. It should have been a nice, wholesome moment. Instead, the educator took the opportunity to teach the kids about her bigotry.
Well, she first said, "Why would you be happy you'd be adopted by them?"
One child, Daniel, a son of Dancing with the Stars performer Louis Van Amstel, spoke about being thankful for being adopted by his two dads. This sparked the Karen teacher to go on a homophobic rant, which, astonishingly, lasted for 10 grueling minutes, despite protests from the students.
Sophie tried to change the topic in class, and Demi went to the principal's office.
Students then went to the school's principal to issue a complaint against the Karen. Kelly Services, which provided the teachers in the school district, confirmed that the terrible teacher was fired.
I feel she could have done better. Even if she didn't like it, she didn't have to say that.
Number 9. Karen Hut. Service staff have it rough. Not only do they not make anywhere near enough money that they deserve, they might also be forced to work their job on a holiday. Well, in 2013, Tony Rohr took a stand against Pizza Hut after spending 10 years working his way up the ladder to manager at a franchise in Elkhart, Indiana. He refused to open the restaurant on Thanksgiving. Instead, his bosses asked him to sign a resignation letter.
That was it. Tony refused, and he was fired.
In response, Rohr wrote a letter outlining his stance and denying this was him resigning. So Rohr was fired. The backlash to Pizza Hut treating this cult hero this way was massive, resulting in the company offering Rohr his job back. However, he rejected it for new opportunities.
Tony says it wasn't about him, it was about his employees.
Number 8. Nap to attack. Many people can relate to Jacqueline Blake's tale. After having too much to drink at her home in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, on Thanksgiving in 2014, she went to have a nap. Then, when she woke up, Blake discovered that her boyfriend had begun eating dinner without her. Here's where people stop being able to relate to her. Blake, filled with post-sleep rage, attacked her partner, even grabbing a knife. She managed to stab him in the chest and threw the blade at him, striking him just below the eye. Thankfully, with non-life-threatening injuries, the boyfriend was okay after hospital treatment. Blake, on the other hand, was arrested and charged with the unhinged attack. Number 7. 1 million Karens. For many, it's not Thanksgiving unless the Macys annual parade happens. However, in 2013, the right-wing collective 1 Million Moms attempted to ruin the holiday for millions of people. The anti-LGBTQIA+ group was frothing at the mouth at the idea that a couple of non-binary actors were set to feature in the event. As such, they created a petition to boycott the parade, describing it as the non-binary and transgender extravaganza, which sounds amazing.
Macys has deliberately chosen 2 different non-binary actors that now perform as females to perform during their Macys Thanksgiving Day Parade.
Ironically, despite being promoted by 1 Million Moms, the petition only got around 40,000 signatures. On top of that, the boycott had no effect whatsoever as the TV ratings for the parade broke records with 28.5 million viewers. Number 6. Left Out Attack. Typically, Thanksgiving is a time for families and friends to reunite for the holidays and celebrate with good cheer. However, Joseph Hu wasn't able to do that as he was banned from turning up to another family's event in New Milford, New Jersey. Well, his actions afterwards probably explained why he wasn't invited. Hu arrived at the residence to find out the reason for his exclusion and then threatened the family with a machete. When the police arrived, he attempted to drive off only to be pulled over undercover, where officers found his teenage son, the machete, and 2 baseball bats inside the vehicle with him for this bizarre reaction, who received 1 year of probation and was fined for disorderly conduct. Number 5. Shuttle bus racism. In 2024, Pervez and Nicole Taufik took their 3 children with them to Mexico shortly before Thanksgiving. Yet, on the trip back to Los Angeles, California, it all fell apart when meeting Arlene Bunch. Starting on the plane, according to Pervez, she spotted their son sitting alone and began questioning his race. However, it got worse on the airport shuttle bus.
She's yelling at him, the 4-year-old, and says, "Shut up, just shut up."
Bunch uttered racist insults towards the family, who have Indian heritage, sparking Pervez to record the exchange.
I'm American.
So are we.
After Bunch was identified, she spoke to the media. She claimed that the Taufiks called her white trash, and at the same time, she used the insult against them. Bunch also excused her behavior due to a brain injury she'd suffered a year before.
But since the brain injury, I can get agitated very easily.
Number 4. Walmart profiling. Rushing around a grocery store to prepare for Thanksgiving is probably up there in the most stressful situations for a person to be in. Yet for one Walmart customer in 2022, it was far worse.
This happened Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving.
At a store in Moreno Valley, California, a black customer was set to leave after paying for his goods. However, one of Walmart's employees, a white man, wasn't having that. While the customer attempted to show his receipt, the worker ignored that and uttered, "You people always trying to steal," before removing items from the cart.
I would chase them down, say, "Give me my item." And then I took the item back from him, and then he went in my cart and took the other item out of my cart.
Because that wasn't racist enough, the employee also reportedly threw in slurs too. Unsurprisingly, the worker was swiftly fired.
He says he filed an incident report right afterwards at the store.
Number 3. Wacky racer. In 2022, the 5-kilometer coffee pot turkey trot Thanksgiving race in St. Petersburg, Florida could have resulted in disaster. Ignoring the road closure and the police attempting to prevent her, Ashley Morgan sped off in her car, nearing the race and the thousands of runners.
Officers say she ignored their screams for her to stop, and she fled, driving onto that course.
Thankfully, officers managed to stop her from driving recklessly. However, the Karen drama wasn't over. Morgan was livid that the cops had the audacity to try to stop her since it was Thanksgiving and that she was recently divorced. Shocker.
Police say Morgan also left the scene of a crash nearby where officers say she hit a stop sign.
She also compared her situation to that of black people being falsely detained by the police. In response, Morgan was pepper sprayed multiple times and was arrested for her dangerous driving and for several other charges.
When we contacted her, she said she did not want to talk about the incident.
Number 2. Angry grandma. Stereotypically, grandmas are warm, fuzzy, friendly folk whom kids love to see and spend time with. Unfortunately for LaChunda Johnson, she breaks that mold in a bad way. In 2024, while enjoying a family Thanksgiving in Memphis, Tennessee, Johnson had too much to drink. It happens. Yet what doesn't happen is Johnson's actions after. For some reason, she pushed her grandson, causing Johnson and her daughter to argue. Filled with rage, the grandmother grabbed a knife and attacked her daughter, injuring her hand.
Officers say a grandmother charged the victim with a knife.
Then, Johnson went for her grandson, injuring his hand too. Thankfully, the other 3 minors in the house escaped Johnson's rage. The police soon arrived and arrested the grandma for assault.
Investigators say Johnson, who may have been drunk at the time, started arguing with her daughter and another man at a home on Delta Road in West Haven.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Thanksgiving Cross. Not even Thanksgiving could turn Warden Butler and Alexis Hartnett into good residents in Horry County, South Carolina. In 2023, after stalking and harassing their neighbors with racially charged language, they made it significantly worse on Thanksgiving, reportedly stemming from a property line dispute. Butler and Hartnett placed a cross on their front lawn, pointed it at their black neighbors, and set it on fire. Yikes.
Those neighbors were arrested and charged with harassment.
Of course, it didn't go down well with the authorities, who raided their house and arrested the duo for their hate crime. In 2025, after pleading guilty, Butler was sentenced to time served and released. The same year, while awaiting a trial for this case, Hartnett was arrested for violating her home detention for an unrelated indecent exposure charge.
Now, the prosecution has asked Judge William Seals to remove the tenants, Warden and Butler, from the home and have police place barriers and tape along the windows and the door.
Which holiday brings out the worst in Karens? Let us know below.